Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Kara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. I'm so excited to show you all my Mocha Mousse palette. So if you want to see how I built my Pantone Color of the Year palette, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think, and if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with those who feel the same way, definitely consider joining the community because I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I'm doing well. I am not gonna complain. Today August had a basketball game and they didn't win, but they only lost by 2. It was a very intense one, and he's getting more comfortable out there on the court, so happy for his progress. And that's it, y'all. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section or the chat, whichever you prefer. And let's go ahead and get into this palette. Before I get into the palette, I just want to share that even though I am late every month, this is a monthly collab that I do with my friend Kelly over at Keep Beauty Real. She's the one that is organized with this now and on time. And this really has been the best way for me to use my indie singles. And the more and more that I journey on in this makeup life, the less and less I'm using singles. So I am embarking on my second year of not buying any singles. There is one that I really want to replace because I looked in my shadows recently and saw that it completely shattered, and I could have used it for this palette. It was a Tiara by Sydney Grace, and if you have been watching me, you know that it's one of my all-time favorite singles. So I don't know, it's a thought, but I don't use singles that much. I'm more of a palette girl, and this is the way that we do it. We had some rules here, but I think some of the rules are changing a little bit. Our rules in the past were that you had to pick 10 shades and it had to go with the theme. But I think we're gonna be changing the amount of shades. I know Kelly says 12 is her perfect number. My perfect number, Kelly, might be 9. So I created a 9 pan today. So maybe we're just gonna build a palette based on the theme. You know, it could be a little loosey-goosey. It's nice to see what people are thinking when it comes to these different themes. So if you are a content creator here on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you decide to participate or jump in at whatever time of the month, let us know so we can repost your palette. I wanna talk a little bit about Mocha Mousse because I didn't read, but there's usually an explanation of why the color was chosen, and I want to get into it. I was really happy to see Mocha Mousse, and I'm going to move over because it really is going with my neutral vibe this year, or that started last year, I would say. I was so happy to see it. So you will see a picture here of Mocha Mousse. And look at that, it's beautiful. I'm here on the Pantone website, and it says that Mocha Mousse is a warming brown hue imbued with richness. It nurtures us with its suggestion of the delectable qualities of chocolate and coffee, answering our desire for comfort. I am really into this color. It's giving chocolate milk. It's like, you know, when you make your own chocolate milk, but you only use a little bit of chocolate, that milky chocolate look. I do feel like this is a really comforting shade. It says it's a trend-led fashion color and a neutral rolled into one. This comforting brown brings us into harmony with an ever-changing world. So I want to show you my palette, and I built my palette around 2 shades. As soon as I thought, actually, I was gonna build my palette around 1 shade and I can't find it. So it's not gonna be in this palette, but the first shade I thought of was Mocha Twilight from Terra Moons. And that is like a mocha dream. It's kind of similar to Tiara from Sydney Grace. Mocha Twilight, wherever you are, I will find you. And here's the thing, what I remember is when I last used Mocha Twilight in a palette, I didn't put it where it belonged. There's this particular singles palette where it belongs, and I was like, oh, I'll remember it's there. And then I went through everything I don't know where it is, but I will find her. You will be found, Mocha. So I had to go to Plan B with my inspiration shades because there's usually a shade that comes to mind that I'm thinking about when I build these palettes. And the shades were not singles, which was the thing. But I knew there were 2 Mocha shades in my trusty Melt 27 palette. And I built this BYOP around those 2 shades. So let me just show you the shades that I took out. And just so y'all know, in case you didn't, these are magnetized. So One More Thing in Thick. And it's really One More Thing that was the shade. So I probably should show y'all the palette. And here she is. So this is my Mocha Mousse palette. And this is One More Thing. And this is Thick. And these are the 2 shades that I was like, I need these in my Mocha Mousse palette. So that's One More Thing. I think that is pretty close to Mocha Mousse. I guess I'm getting into swatches now. This is the shade Thick. I'm gonna turn down the exposure just so y'all can see these swatches. All right, and then next I took a Sydney Grace shade that I thought would be complementary because this is a mauve, but I just thought it would be complementary with the Mocha, and this is the shade Countess. Oh yes, Countess. Yes, I love this shade from Sydney Grace. That is her. Next, I thought about one of the palettes that I made with Lethal Cosmetics with their palette designer. I love this palette. This is one of my top 10 palettes in my collection. So I actually took 2 shades from there. So the first shade is Symbiosis. So that's Symbiosis here. And I thought that'd be a beautiful shimmer. And then I also have Lithium. And next I took a shade from Pretties for Your Face because I wanted to have something that would be a nice shimmer that still had kind of a mocha tone, but it would be good also for the inner corner highlight if I wanted to do that, or all over the lid. This is the shade Sunlit. I then took another single from Sydney Grace, a metallic, and this is the shade Rover. And I'm so proud of this palette so far just because I can be repetitive because I do have singles that I really like. So I don't think I've used any of these in a palette. This is another one from Pretties for Your Face, and this is the shade Sand Dollar. And that's gonna give you that really high shine if you're looking for something a little more sparkly and glam. And then last but not least, I have another Lethal shade. And this one comes from the Night Flower palette. And it's gonna be the shade Moonbeam, which is this one. You know, I want Lethal to continue to come out with palettes in this format because I don't take to the ones that have the little smaller squares. I've realized that and I need to just accept it in my life. I love these big squares, and that's Moonbeam there. And I thought this would be great because I have been doing all matte looks, so I could put this on the lid. I could use this as a blend out. I could use it for a matte inner corner highlight because I've been doing that too. So I stopped at 9 shades. And I was honestly hoping that I found my Mocha Twilight, but I didn't. But this is my palette, y'all. And honestly, at first I was thinking about doing a 6-pan because I'm really enjoying the really small palettes and not having a whole lot of options. I've really been enjoying it. So this 9-pan, this is great. We've got a variety, got some different shapes going on in here. So I'm just gonna get into one look, and before I do that, I'm gonna tell you the other makeup that I have on my face. So I'm trying to, get into this collection. So I have the Dior Forever Skin Correct. This is a backup that I got when I first loved the Dior, and then they came out with a new formulation, which I have a backup of that. But I'm gonna use this. I use this all over my face. It's the shade 4N. And I don't have on any foundation. I have on concealer. So I just did like under here in just a couple of spots. Got on my Huda Beauty Peach Pie powder. I have on the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Latte. Just gave me a little bit of bronziness. I thought that'd be good for our mocha look. I pulled out my Chanel Clat Lunaire highlighter because this is all I need for my whole life. But I was like, I'm going to stand beside it and use these highlighters as much as I paid for them. And then for lips, I'm wearing a little combo. I have on the Traced Out lip pencil from my girl No Music in Satin Panty. And then because I thought I needed a whole Color Pop Lippy Vault, I decided to use 2 shades. So I went around, I gotta tell y'all all this because you know, y'all seen my makeup collection or most of it now. I went around the outside with this shade here, which is called Unreal, and it's a blur because I didn't even know there were different formulas of this stuff. And then on the inside, Dream Date, which is a cream. I love these things. And I did that like right in here. And you might not even be able to see the contrast, but I can say I used it. Yep. And then for my eyeshadow primer, I've got on the NARS. All right, so let's get into this look. So I'm definitely gonna be framing my look probably with these 2 shades from Melt because these are the ones that really called to me when it was time to create this palette. And I have a little of the Chanel highlighter up at the top because I thought that would be cool for the brow bone. Yes. So I'm taking this BK Beauty brush here. It is a 201, and we're just gonna go ahead and put this all over the lid. And as you know, in my makeup journey and my makeup life, I have been on a quest for ease, and that is what this palette represents to me. I think I threw it together in 10 minutes. I mean, it was so, I throw my BYOP palettes or shades, I pick the shades out very quickly because I usually just go with my gut. I had 2 shades from the Sydney Grace and Fancy Face palette, but when I looked at it, I felt like it wasn't as Mocha Mousse-y for me. They were a little too golden in a way, antique-y, but a little golden. So I took those out. You know, lately I have been doing looks like this, and then that's been it. You know, that's why I'm saying this palette is right up my alley, but the less shades for me, the better. It is allowing me to really appreciate the tones of the shades when I use less of them. And in the beginning, I've been looking through my phone because I was thinking about doing a video idea of taking old pictures of me with looks that I really probably wouldn't do anymore and figuring out, like, first of all, guessing which palette it was, and then trying to guess. And then secondly, trying to recreate the look in a 2025 Cara way, like with some of my older palettes. So I've just been doing looks like this, and like this would be my finished look with some mascara, and I have been really happy. And the old me would have never been content with an all matte look like this. So I just think it's crazy how I'm changing, and it's cool to see. And it may come back around, but I kind of don't see it for myself. All right, we're gonna go into the deeper shade, and I think it's time to clean these brushes now, y'all. Gonna take this brush here from Glamlight and go into this one here, and I'm just gonna see how that shows up in the outer crease. Just making it a little bit deeper, but it pairs really well. 27 is a great palette. Still worth getting in 2025. I don't know when it was released because I got it late, but really nice palette. So you can see the difference there. And I'm gonna go ahead and go into the under eye with the first shade. Make it like really cohesive there. Now, I am so partial to lithium, so that's what we're going with for the shimmer. I'm very partial to this shade, and I love it. I think it's one of my favorite lethal shades. I was on their palette designer today too, talking about I wanted to build a palette, and I'm like, what are you doing? This is how, I mean, I got caught up like in 2023 because I I was trying to find the palettes, pictures from them, but I can't yet. From Lethal, when the Evergreen and Metamorphosis palette came out, that's when I really fell in love. And then I built 3 palettes. So now if I build palettes on the palette designer, I'll probably be using shades I already had. That's not the point. The point is that I love the palettes I've built with Lethal, and I really like their eyeshadows a lot. But it's also something about these shades, not the little small ones. That's why I don't use Midnight Serenade, and I didn't use Mellow Grove. And now I realize that I probably should let those go because I'm partial to these every time. So that's Lithium. Like, look at that. Every time I think about Lithium, I think about one of my favorite Nirvana songs. It's called Lithium. Y'all know that song? I'm so happy 'cause today I found my friends. They're in my head. I'm so ugly. That's okay 'cause so are you. I don't know if that was the right part, but you know, he says that. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm just getting over being sick too. Hot mess express, okay? It is going around, okay? The stomach virus, had it, hated it. Flu, Marky had it, hated it. I didn't test positive for it, but I had something. I think we're doing a matte point with that Moonbeam shade. Like, I'm not even feeling a shimmery highlight. So no. I love that song, Lithium. I love that song. Y'all probably didn't even know I listened to that, but I love that song. Oh, I love that song so much. Yep. I mean, see, and this is what I'm talking about. That's it. Like, this is what I've been doing, and this is where I am feeling so comfortable now when it comes to makeup. And it's so crazy because I told you I was looking at my older picture. I'm looking for a liner to see if I even want to do that, but I don't even think I do, because I don't think so. So we're gonna go in with this, y'all. This mascara right here, the Grande Drama Intense Thickening Mascara with castor oil, and you know I've been wearing the Grande Lash Serum. Ask y'all a question. I think that the Grande Lash Serum, I'm gonna get back to whatever I was talking about, hopefully. I think that the Grande Brow Serum and Lash Serum, don't they have the same ingredients? It looked like it, only the brush is different, because I'm running out and I don't feel like paying that $68 if the Brow Serum has the same thing. Let me know. But this combo, using the Lash Serum, let me zoom back in so y'all see what I'm talking about. Using the Lash Serum with this mascara, no games have been played. No games are being played. No lashes need to be worn. I don't know what y'all can see, but I can, like, I don't know. But I know that some people say that Lash Serum bothers them or makes their eyes red. So I don't know if everybody can wear Lash Serum. Like, this is giving me the drama. Like, this look, this is my favorite look. I'm sorry. Like, and you know, I will put these palettes together and never come back to them, but I could see myself using this palette again. So I really like it. And I use what, 1, 2, 3, I use 4 shades out of the 9. So you got a little variation, have the little mauve shade if you want to change it up. You have, like, if I want to do like a whole like warm look, you know, I could do that. I could do one and done. It's a really good palette. Toot my own horn, but you gotta toot your own horn sometimes. I tell y'all that, cause you gotta do it for yourself. Can't wait for other people. You already have to know. See, that is giving me everything. Now, I'm sure Kelly probably knows or had an idea, but I'd be feeling like the slacker in the situation about who we're doing next month, but I have no idea. Let me show y'all this final look. Let me know if you think it's on trend with Mocha Mousse, because I'm very happy. Yeah, wish I had somewhere to go, but I don't. I wanted to film this before August game, but you know how that goes. So that's the full look, and I am totally happy with it. I will have to put next month's theme in the description box because I don't know what it is, but I'm excited for whatever it is, and hopefully I will be on time. Please let me know what you think about this look. I don't know what next month's theme is, but when I find out, I will put it in the description box, and I will also let you know if anybody else participated, because I think Deandra from Divina Cosmetics might have done this one. So if she did, yeah, I think she said she was going to do a live or something. Don't get me to lying, I might be lying, but I thought that's what Kelly said. So I will put all those links in the description box. Let me know what you think about this palette. What do you think about Mocha Mousse as a color for this year? You know, the thing is Mocha Mousse seems calm, right? We already starting off crazy. Already starting off wild. I am hoping that we will get some comfort, as this color is alluding to. Let us pray. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. You know it always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and you know I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.